Hello everyone. We are continuing a very important lesson in biology, that is crop production and management. Students, before knowing about today's topics, you have to know what we done in last class. Students, last class we got about agricultural practices, particularly definition for crops, different types of crops, basic practices of crop production, in that preparation of soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers. Students, today you have to know some more information about crop production and management. Students, today you have to know about another very important agricultural practice, so that is what we called as irrigation. What is irrigation? Students, irrigation is nothing but that is the process of supply of water to the crops at different intervals. Irrigation is nothing but that is the one of the very important agricultural practice or step involving in the agricultural practices. So that is what we called as irrigation, in which supply of water to the crops at different intervals. Students, why we have to supply the particular water to the crops? Because all living organisms need water to survival. All living organisms need water to survive, and also water is the one of the very important molecules, or that very important thing for proper growth and development of all living organisms. And also one more very important point about this is water is absorbed by the plant's roots for healthy growth and development, like that. And also along with the particular water, minerals and fertilizer also absorbed. Roots not only absorb that water by the help of the roots, along with that water, roots of that plants absorb that minerals and fertilizers also. So, and also plants contain nearly 90% of water. Plants contain nearly 90% of water, and also water is essential because of germination of seeds does not take place under dry conditions. Germination of seeds not takes place under dry conditions, that needs that very important thing, that is what we called as water. So, and also nutrients dissolved in water are transported to each part of the plant. All plants that need very important nutrients for healthy development, so that nutrients dissolved in that water usually, and also they are transported to each part of the particular plant. Finally that plant will grow very healthy. And also one more very important point is, so that water, so that for maintenance of the moisture of the soil for healthy crop growth, and also that fields have to be watered regularly. So for healthy development of the particular crops, so moisture of the soil should be maintained, so that will be maintained by that very important agricultural practice, that is what we call as irrigation. That irrigation is nothing but that is a process of supplying of water to the that agricultural crops, so that is what we called as irrigation. Students, next coming to what are the main sources of irrigation? What are the main sources of irrigation? So many sources are there. They are, so first one, wells. Second one, tube wells are there through ponds, lakes, dams, and also canals. Through these sources we can supply that water to the crops at different intervals. These are the main sources of irrigation. Similarly, so there are two methods are there. Methods of irrigation systems are there. So first method, that is olden method, that is traditional methods. Second one, that is modern methods. Students, let's know one by one. So first one, traditional methods. Through the traditional method, how to supply the particular water to the agricultural field or to the particular crops. So you have to know about traditional methods. So that there are four traditional methods are there. There are four traditional methods are there. You have to know one by one. So that methods of irrigation, that is traditional methods, moat or pulley system. Second method, that is chain pump. Third one, Dekli. So and last one, Rahat or level system like that. Students, you have to know that basic informations about these four traditional methods of irrigation system. You have to know one by one. So first, very important traditional method, that is what we called as moat system. So this system, that is what we call as moat system. So moat system means, that is very simple. Moat is one of the very important irrigation system or method, so which is used to take buckets of water from one place to another. Moat is the method which is used to take buckets of water from one place to another. So that method, that is what we called as moat method. Similarly, one more method is there. So that is chain pump. So this is what we called as chain pump. What's the meaning of that chain system or chain pump? So chain pump is one of the traditional method in which, so that water pump in which several circular discs and also the several circular discs are positioned on an endless chain. The chain pump is type of a water pump in which several circular discs are positioned on an endless chain, and also one part of the chain dips into the water. One part of the chain dips into the water, so and the chain runs through a tube. And also the slightly bigger than the particular diameter of the disc. So the chain pump is a type of water pump in which several circular discs are positioned on an endless chain. One part of the chain dips into the water and the chain runs through a tube slightly bigger than the diameter of the particular disc. So this is about the chain pump. Similarly, so two more traditional methods are there. So they are, so first one is, so that third, that is the very important traditional method. So that is Rahat. So what's the meaning of that Rahat method? This method, that is Rahat method, that one of the very important traditional method of irrigation. Through that this particular system, we can supply that water to the agricultural field. So Rahat is an old method that was used to get the water from the wells via oxen. So this is what we call as oxen. So through this particular method, we can supply the particular water to the agricultural field, and also so it is used to get the water from the wells, and finally so that water will transfer to the agricultural field from this particular wells. Similarly, one more method is there. So that is what we called as that very simple. So that last method, that traditional method of that irrigation system, that is Dekli system. So this system, that is what we called as Dekli system. So see the picture, the students here. So this picture indicates that the Dekli system of irrigation. So what's the meaning of what that Dekli system? So Dekli system is one of the olden method of irrigation that makes the use of ropes and containers. So this method used to that very important things. So they are, that is ropes and also and containers, ropes and also containers to get water from the wells. So it is a very common method of irrigation. So the Dekli system, so is one of the olden method of that irrigation or supply of that water to that agricultural field, in which by using of that ropes and also containers, so we directly get water from the wells to that agricultural fields. So these are the the traditional methods of irrigation system. So next, coming to another very important method of irrigation, that is modern methods of irrigation. So modern methods of irrigation, students, just we got about traditional methods of irrigation. Now coming to modern methods of irrigation, that means supply of that water to the agricultural field, that is modern methods of irrigation. There are two types of modern methods of irrigation systems are there. So first one, drip irrigation. Second one is sprinkler irrigation. So what's the difference between drip irrigation and sprinkler irrigation? Students, first you have to know about drip irrigation. What's the meaning of that? Drip irrigation, you see the picture of the drip irrigation, and so that drip irrigation is one of the modern method of irrigation in which the water falls drop by drop directly. The water falls drop by drop directly to the particular plants. Near the particular roots of that plants, water will falls drop by drop by the help of that very important system, that is what we called as drip irrigation. So that drip irrigation is the best technique for watering fruit plants, gardens and trees, some other crops also. So we are using the drip irrigation in that watering that fruits plants, gardens and trees and all, and also water is not wasted at all. So it is a boon in regions where availability of water is poor, where we are using the particular drip irrigation. Where water is very poor, we are using that very important that irrigation system, that is modern irrigation system, that is what we called as drip system. So this is about one of the very important modern method of that irrigation system, that is drip irrigation. Students, next coming to second very important modern irrigation system, that is sprinkler irrigation system. You see the picture of that sprinkler irrigation system. So this is the picture of that sprinkler irrigation system. This is sprinkler. So what's the meaning of that sprinkler irrigation system? So sprinkler irrigation system is one of the modern method of irrigation. So and also that the system is more useful on the uneven land where sufficient water is not available. Where we are using that sprinkler system, where that sufficient water is not available, so in that area of that land we are using that very important irrigation system, that is sprinkler system. And also, so in a sprinkler system, the perpendicular pipes, so having rotating nozzles, perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzle. This is rotating nozzle, so this nozzle will rotate like that. And also that having rotating nozzles on the top are joined to the main pipeline. So this rotating nozzle that joined to the particular main pipe, so that at regular intervals when water is allowed to flow. So when water is allowed to flow through the main pipe under pressure, so with the help of a pump. So that water will move to that main pipe under a pressure by the help of that pump, so that the water it escapes from the rotating nozzles. So finally it gets sprinkled. It get so sprinkled on the crops as if it is raining. So and also sprinkler is very one of the very useful technique for lawns, coffee plantation and several other crops and all. So these are the two methods, modern methods of irrigation, that is drip irrigation and also sprinkler irrigation. Students, next coming to another very important agriculture practice, that is protection from the weeds. So after supplying of that water to that agricultural crops, so next you have to very important that agricultural practice. So that is what we called as protection from weeds. So how to protect that weeds, that from that particular that crops? How to protect the crops from the weeds? So that what's the meaning of that weeds like that? So weeds means that undesirable plants. Weeds are the undesirable plants which grow naturally with crops is called that weeds. So weeds are the unwanted crops. Weeds are the unwanted crops, and also those unwanted crops will grow with the main crops. So that naturally that particular unwanted crops will grow along with the particular main crops. So they are commonly called as weeds. So you have to remove the particular weeds actually, otherwise you won't get good yield from that. So because all the nutrients will absorb by the particular weeds, so finally that main crops will not get that nutrients. So finally, so that directly affect on that production of the particular crops. So because of that reason we have to remove the particular weeds. So that the process of removal of weeds is called, that is weeding. What is weeding? Weeding is the process of removal of weeds. So that is what we called as weeding. And also usually how to remove the particular weeding like that? So we can remove that weeding manually by using of the particular kurfi. So this is the picture of kurfi, that is instrument. So by using of this particular instrument, that is kurfi, we can remove that weeds from the crops. So and also by we can remove the particular weeds by by using of some of the chemicals. So that is what we called as weedicides. So what's the meaning of the particular weedicides? So weedicides means so that we can use that some of the chemicals to control weeds in the particular crops by using of that chemicals. So example for chemicals for using for using of the particular removal of that weeds from the crops, so that is T2,4-D. So by using of that chemical, that is what we called as 2,4-D, so we can remove the particular weeds from the main crops. Similarly, so while weedicides or spraying of the particular chemicals for removing of the particular weeds from the crops, so farmers should take care, because farmers should cover their nose and also mouth while spraying weedicides. Weedicides are the chemicals, so that is very dangerous to the particular human being. So while spraying of the particular weedicides or 2,4-D, that farmers should cover their nose and also that mouth while spraying of the particular weedicides. Students, next coming to another very important agricultural practice, that is what we called as harvesting. So what's the meaning of harvesting? After supplying of that water to that crops, so finally we got about another agricultural practice. So that is what we called as protection from weeds. After removing of weeds, we will get our group go to crops. So finally you have to harvest the particular crops actually. So harvesting is nothing but that's the process of cutting of crops. Harvesting is the process of cutting of crops after it is mature. That it is commonly called as harvesting. What is harvesting? Harvesting is one of the agriculture practice and also process of cutting of crops after it is matured, so it's called harvesting. And also usually that harvesting takes place that takes 3 to 4 months for cereal crops to mature. So usually 3 to 4 months that takes the particular cereal crops to mature. After maturity of that crops, you have to harvest. So how to harvest the particular crops? So harvesting is done manually by sickle or by machine called harvester. So usually harvesting is done manually by sickle or by machine called harvester. So I will show you that picture of that sickle and also harvester. So this is the picture of that sickle, and this one is that is harvester. By using of these two, so we can easily harvest the particular crops. Similarly, so one more very important process is there. So that is what we call as threshing. What's the meaning of threshing? Threshing is nothing but that's the process of removal of grains from the chaff. Chaff is a unwanted substances present with that main grains. That is what we call as chaff. We have to remove that chaff from the grains by the process that process that is what we called as threshing. So in your examination will ask, so what is threshing like that? Threshing is the process of removal of grains from the chaff. So how to remove that chaff? So separation of grains from the chaff is also done by small farmers by using of what? Winnowing. So winnowing is the method of the removal of the chaff from the grains. So you see the picture of that winnowing here. So farmer using that winnowing in which so that the grains with the chaff so that opposite to the particular air, finally chaff will separate it from the grains. That method that is what we call as winnowing method. Next, coming to after harvesting, after separation of the particular grains from the chaff, next you have to store the particular grains. You have to store the particular grains because storage of that grains that is very important. So if grains are to be kept for longer duration, they should be kept safe from moisture, insects, rats and also microorganisms. You have to store that grains and also you have to take care about that some of the methods, some of the harmful things against to that storage that grains. So they are moisture. You have to store that grains and you have to avoid from that moisture, insects, rats and also microorganisms. Students usually we will store that grains in large scale is done in Seoul and also silos or granaries. So silos or granaries, by the help of these two we can store that grains in larger extent. So why you have to take care about that moisture, insects, rats and also microorganisms like that? So that in case that grains with moisture, so that that grains will not save and also that in future, so that germination not takes place. Where moisture content is there, that microorganism will come. So finally microorganism will destroy the particular grains, and also insects will come, rats also come. So these insects, rats, and also microorganisms, so that destroy that grains. So when moisture is there in the particular that grains, finally these three will come, and also that spoil everything actually. So you have to take care about that moisture content, that insects, rats, and also microorganisms. So before storing of that grains, you have to dry that particular grains actually. After drying of that grains, so we can store, and also we can escape from that moisture, insects, rats, and microorganisms like that. So finally that grains are we can store that grains for longer duration like that. So we store that grains in silos or granaries for larger extent actually, in larger extent. So I will show you that picture of that silos. So this is the picture of that silos, that is very important. So that this is the outer picture of that silos, this is inner fence. By using of that silos, we can store the particular grains in a larger extent. So next coming to, so and also we can store that particular grains in granaries. This is silos, this is granaries, and also godowns. So through these methods we can store that 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 agricultural products. So similarly, so storage of grains, already told you, after threshing, grains are dried in sun and then packed. And also farmers store food grains in just bags. Usually farmers store the particular food after drying of that grains. So that farmers usually store that particular uh, so that grains in jute bags or metallic bins. And also large scale storage is done in already told you, silos and granaries, and stored in godowns also. At the domestic level, dried neem leaves are also be used. Dried leaves also we are using for storing of the particular grains like that. Similarly, last concept about this particular lesson, that is crop production and management. So that is animal husbandry. Animal husbandry, that is very important. So in your examination, one more question will come. So what is animal husbandry like that? So animal husbandry is nothing but animals reared at home. So animal husbandry is nothing but there is a process of rearing of the particular animals at home or in farms, have to be provided with proper food, shelter, and care. So when this is done on a large scale, so that is what we called as animal husbandry. So these are the domesticated animals, or rearing, caring, sheltering of the particular some of the animals in a larger extent. So that is what we called as animal husbandry. What is animal husbandry? Animal husbandry is one of the process of rearing, sheltering, caring of that domesticated animals at home or in a farm in a larger extent. So that is what we called as animal husbandry. That is very important. Students, this is about that complete explanation about first very important lesson in biology, that is crop production and management. So students, today we got about that irrigation, methods of irrigation, protection from weeds, harvesting, storage. So just we got about animal husbandry. Students, I will give you 3 homework questions for you. You have to write answer for this in homework notebook only. So first question, how can you protect crops from weeds? Similarly, list out modern methods of irrigation. So you have to write definition for animal husbandry. What is animal husbandry like that? Students, this is about complete explanation about crop production and management. So in next class we will start second lesson. Thank you so much. Okay, students, I will show you one video related to today's topic, that is about methods of irrigation. I hope all of you enjoy that video. Thank you so much.
Methods of irrigation. In this module, you will learn about different methods of irrigation. Water is essential for the germination and growth of crop plants. Water is supplied to agricultural fields either naturally through rainfall or artificially through canals or other systems. The artificial supply of water to agricultural fields is called irrigation. Irrigation can be done using different methods. Before learning about these methods, let us find out how irrigation is important for crop production. In the absence of rainfall, irrigation maintains the minimum amount of moisture required for crop production. It maintains proper growth of crops and helps to protect them against frost and hot air currents. The duration, time gap and amount of irrigation are determined by the type of soil and crop, and also the season in which a crop is sown. Different methods of irrigation have been used since humans took to agriculture. The traditional methods of irrigation are a moat or pulley system, a chain pump system, Dhekli system and Rahat system. Of late, these methods of irrigation have been replaced with modern methods like sprinkler system and drip system. Let us learn about all these methods, starting with the traditional methods. A moat system is one of the simplest and cheapest irrigation systems. In this, water is drawn from a well or water source by a bucket attached to a rope. The rope is passed over a pulley and fixed to an animal. The animal walks down an earthen slope away from the well to lift water. The water is then emptied into a channel and the fields are irrigated. In a chain pump system, two large wheels connected by a chain are positioned at an angle to each other. One wheel is near the source and the other is near the sink. One end of the chain dips into a pool of water. The chain carries the buckets. As the wheel turns with the help of a shaft and handle, the buckets dip into the pool and draw water. The chain then lifts the buckets to the upper wheel, where they are tipped and dumped into an upper pool. The chain then carries the empty buckets down to be refilled. The water in the pool is then released by gates into channels, which act as artificial streams to water the crops. In the Dhekli system of irrigation, water is drawn from a water source with the help of a log of wood placed on a fork-shaped tree for support. The log is tied to a large stone which acts as a lever. A bucket is tied to the other end of the log. During irrigation, the rope tied to the bucket is pulled down so that the bucket goes into the water source and filled up with water. The bucket is again drawn up by pulling up the rope. The water is then collected manually and poured into the channels. Rahat's system of irrigation involves two wheels, one placed vertically over a water source, typically an open well, and the other placed horizontally at a distance. A belt of buckets is fixed to the first wheel and an ox, buffalo or camel is tied to the other wheel. As the animal pulls the wheel around in a circular motion, it sets in motion the first wheel with the buckets, which draw water from the water source and irrigate the fields. The traditional methods of irrigation are cost-effective but time-consuming. Thus, these methods have been replaced with drip system and sprinkler system. Let us learn about these two methods in detail. A sprinkler system is used in arid and uneven regions as an alternative method of irrigation. This system employs many perpendicular pipes with rotating nozzles at the top, installed at regular intervals. The pipes are placed on the field and are connected to the main pipelines that emerge from the main water storage tank. Water is conveyed under high pressure through the pipes with the help of a pump. The water comes out from the rotating nozzles in the form of spray, somewhat as rain. In a drip irrigation system, water is delivered at or near the root zone of crops drop by drop. A drip irrigation system is the most efficient system of irrigation as there is absolutely no wastage of water. This system is mostly used in areas with poor water availability. Both the modern systems of irrigation are costly but require less labor and time. In this module you have learned: irrigation is the artificial method of supplying water to crop fields to assist crop production. A motor pulley system, a chain pump system, Dhekli and Rahat are traditional methods of irrigation. They are cost-effective but time-consuming. A sprinkler system and a drip system are modern methods of irrigation. They are costly but require less labor and time.